गुणातीतं त्वमचलो गुणजीत गुणेभ्यः नक्तं जीवं सकरुणं तव पादपद्मम् मोहं कषन् बहुकृतं न भजे यतोऽहम् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणम्।
शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। श्रीरामकृष्ण शरणम्। We have assembled here to remember Swami, Revered Swami RANGANATHANANDAJI Maharaj, and in his honor we have an endowment lecture today. His secretary, who served him very incessantly for years, when he was a president, Swami Ashram Maharaj, who is presently the secretary of our Dehradun Ramakrishna Mission, is here with us to give an endowment talk to you. I am sorry for my inability to fluently speak in Bengali language, though I wish very much and very much soon try to learn as fast as possible and be able to deliver it up. Revered Swami RANGANATHANANDAJI Maharaj is a self-made man, absolutely self-made man. How a person from a very humble background can rise to not only position, but in terms of acquisition of knowledge, scriptural insight, and the contact of the people all over the India and all over the world, the great men of that his contemporary era, he was in touch with. I had a very unique opportunity of serving him very, very closely during his at least 10 to 15 visits to Mysore from year 1982 till he passed away. As a vice president, he came to Mysore last. But there are about 10 to 15 visits of RANGANATHANANDAJI to Mysore. I used to personally take care of him every day because his room and my staying room was just nearby. What I saw in Maharaj was a supreme, confident, knowledge-oriented, deeply spiritual personality. And every moment when he walks, when he talks, when he deals with people, that is, his demeanor was such that he is oozing out a tremendous power of ideas, the knowledge, his character strength. And then how from a humble beginning he has rose into that great height. That gives confidence to everybody. One day we were walking Mysore evening, and then he told, you know, now there is a beautiful circle and there was some landscape garden and all. You see, those days from this gate up to the building, there was no proper road. It was all wild grass and ups and downs. So one day I decided I will make a pakka road from the gate to the ashrama. Say maybe about say 150 to 200 feet. And he told me after the breakfast he started single-handed. And with the pickaxe and spade and all, he started working and removing the stones and clearing things and made a road and then hammering down, pouring water. And then he said it went on up to 2:33. It did not stop until he completed. Then he says, Somanna Maharaj was studying in the Swami Somanathanandaji. He came after he was studying intermediate. He was coming back from the college. At the end, half an hour, he helped me a little. But I did not leave till the road is complete. And then I went and took bath and had my food at 3:30 or 4. And then I came and saw the beauty of the new road with such a joy, like that he gave Thakur's example. Thakur is telling that, that peasant who has to get water to his field from a long distance, he will cut a canal and get the water with great difficulty. And when the water drops down to this field, making the gul sound, then he will smoke a hemp and enjoy. That is what the Thakur gives the hard work, continuous hard work, culminating in a kind of an achievement is something which we should always try. So that Ranganathanji narrated me that so every bit of thing he remembers with a photographic memory. Then it is he who told us, Mysore Ashram, they had no idea that this is sanctified by the touch of a direct disciple, the present ashram. They had not known. Somanathanji once vaguely told Vijnananji Maharaj had come. But it was not very authentic and he was very vague. Then we asked our Ranganathanji Maharaj once he came, Maharaj, is it true that Swami Vijnananji Maharaj came here and he stayed here for a day or whole day he was here? We have heard. Is it true? Yes. Why is a doubt? Why you should have a doubt about it? Maharaj, can you narrate? I will record because I had gone to the tape recorder to narrate. Can you record? And he said, why record? He told, why record? Take down. You bring a paper and a pen. I will narrate you. Take down. Then you get it type. I will sign. That is how we have a very detailed account of Vijnanji's visit to Mysore Ashrama as narrated by Revered Swami Ranganathanji Maharaj. He so much remembers. He says that day with Vijnanji Maharaj we were to go to the Chamundi temple up the hill there. Then Vijnanji Maharaj is always in a hurry. Some devotee's car came and Ranganathanji Maharaj was about to be ready. He had already gone with some other car to the Chamundi. Then he said, there is one T.M. Madhavan, a mathematics professor of the university. He came with his Morris grey colored car. Even this much he remembers. Morris grey colored car. So we followed him. With that car we jumped and we followed Vijnananji. But there was a traffic and Vijnanji was earlier. When we were going, Vijnanji had darshan and he was coming back. Then they stopped and he told, you have a darshan and come, I will be back. So Maharaj went and had darshan and came back. So this is, and all the detail, how he sat with multi-pocketed coat, sitting in a particular room to go and doing pranam was as though, a jambo sitting like that. Everybody was afraid. He was a serious demon. He was sitting grave like that. So everybody used to go and say pranam to him. All that's beautiful narration. with such a photographic memory. He narrated. There are many other anecdotes. Maharaj used to every day speak. Wonderful experience. One day he was about to go, and he had those days in the flight they used to give chocolates. He had the chocolate preserved to give to some children or somebody. One day we were about to take leave, and so we were about to give Jay. At that time, in front, he saw a laborer working in the garden, and his little child was there. He saw. Then we were about to, we gave Jay. Then he took a chocolate and gave it. He told, "It is not for you." He told, "See, that laborer is working there, a little child is there." See the compassion. He could remember that he had tremendous love for the poor. Doing something for the poor. Who will do something for the poor and downtrodden? That was a passion with him, because he himself rose from the poverty. So he gave, well, I will definitely give it to that child. I told, I received when the car moved and then give it to that child. So that was that personality we closely encountered, and there are many more things. Now, Swamiji was an erudite, not only scholar, but he had mastered the scriptures with passion. He used to say he will play volleyball, but there were so many participants. When he was playing volleyball, he will by heart the Viveka Chudamani. When he has to sit and wait for next turn, he will by heart some 2 shloka, 3 shloka, and then play again by turn. Again he will come back and by heart the shloka. And then he told, you see, this ashrama was built with such a hard toil. I used to go to the city and with a bag and take 1 anna, 2 anna donation from shopkeepers, some vegetable and grains and all, and I had to put it in a bag like this. Initially there was not cycle also. There is a hillock near CFTRI, Food Research Lab is there. There's a hillock. It's a very steep one. So he said that CFTRI is to hold this back and the great this thing has to come. When I got a cycle, I could not ride on the cycle. I'll stop the cycle and climb it over and come. Such beautiful narratives of the olden days, many such narratives he has given. So, what we can learn from Ranganathan's life is, he told us that one has to be utterly simple. Don't fill your brain with all kinds of complexities. Fill your brain with the true knowledge. Fill your brain with true knowledge instead of all kinds of things. He told Brahmacharis, our problem is only because we don't love knowledge, love to do great things. If we have passion for that, anybody can achieve great things. That was, and he was consistently all the time when he went and addressed the Vidyashana students, he spoke so eloquently. Some of his lectures which you have heard in Bharati Vidya Bhavan are in the presence of Palkiwala. Ranganathan's one book on some Indian heritage or something was released in Bharati Vidya Bhavan by Nani Palkiwala. And then Palkiwala was talking about Indian heritage and its protection, how we should care for them. And he, Palkiwala told, we are like at that time, we are like a donkey carrying the sandalwood on its back without knowing the value of it. He quoted. And then Ranganathanji also then immediately responded to the Palkiwala's speech, and he told, it is not only we monks who are fond of the spiritual heritage, the great attorney, the great economics expert, tax expert like Palkiwala also is in the forefront of the protection of the growth and development or spread of the Indian spiritual heritage. It was a function arranged by Bharati Vidya Bhavan both Ranganathanji and Palkiwala were the member or the top apex body members of the Bharati Vidya Bhavan. So, Ranganathanji's encounter means full of awe, full of power, utter simplicity. He will tell particularly every small thing. One day, night when he was about to sleep, he had a belt of cotton tied for tying the dhoti. And we told him, Maharaj, that old dhoti folded and all that, why you are having that kind of thing? Somnathanji, we have a nice leather belt. You can have the leather belt for the waist tie instead of that. And he showed that. See, that is why we say, this is such a utterly simple things. And my old dhotis I can fold and make it very soft. It has traveled all over the world and come. And I have no problem with it. It was so simple and so effective. Why have that belt? Why have it? No, this is good enough. It serves the purpose. See, that simplicity. It is not anybody suggests something, he will jump at it. No. So this is the utterly practical person. Only he was very particular about his food. Only he told us, I don't need any service, I don't want to bother you anything. Only give me a specific pakka food according to his list. There he was very, very strict and particular. That particular place, study circle building, was built by him when he was in the earlier building. Every nut and bolt of this building I know. I don't need any guidance. I am very homely here. This is built by me many years back. And there is made in England cistern is there, He had put those days that commode cisterns, pot carrying, was made in England. He referred to that also at that little time when he was talking to you. Have you noted those cisterns are made in England? So all that details used to come out of his mouth whenever we talk to him. So I don't need any hospitality. This is my own place, but take care of my food. On that depends everything. So many lectures are arranged. If I get stomach upset, I will not be able to go. These are some intimate anecdotes Ranganathanji Maharaj shared with us, and it is a matter of great honor for all of us that we are able to have an endowment lecture in his name, and